Hi everyone, we're live here in the broadcast booth. Matt Venezia helping you guys out here at John Champe High School as your Battlefield Bobcats volleyball team is getting set to take on the Knights. Matt Venezia here with you in the booth. We got a good amount of staff members here tonight as Eden Kaplan and Logan Cleary will be down on the sidelines, down at the floor level, and they will be getting photos of the girls. That's something we started doing, getting a lot of pictures of the games we've been at to attend. And just shout out to John Champe Athletics. You know, we sent the link to you guys if you're Champ viewers. This facility is absolutely phenomenal. The nicest people I think I've ever had a chance to work with in coming to an away team. Champ has their own booth in the gym, so that's where we're broadcasting out of. Usually I'm down at the floor in a separate little fold table. But not tonight. You know, we're up in an actual broadcast booth. Camera and everything's set. We're running 4K through the Ethernet. So we're not going to have any breakups in tonight's stream. It's going to come at you in the highest quality setting we can make it. If you fans remember from last year's state semifinal for boys lacrosse, when we were at Robinson, we ran Ethernet with them, and the quality was just phenomenal. So it's going to look just like that tonight. Expect one of the best broadcasts we've ever done regarding volleyball for sure. Just the way it looks and it's clean. The only thing left to decide is, you know, how the ladies perform. Obviously, their last time out, going up against Flint Hill, the defending private school division champions, or state champions, and it was a loss for Battlefield, 3-0. The first and third set were close, but you know, obviously the second set was just a rough set for Battlefield. Flint Hill was able to pull off a big comeback in the third set. Battlefield was up 16-8, and the Huskies went off on a 16-7 run, or 17-7 run to stun Battlefield. So they're really using that. We talked to Juju tonight. She's really looking to use that tough loss to help Battlefield, not only tonight against John Champe on the road, but moving forward against other opponents, because that's comparing the public and private school division champions with Chantilly and Chantilly and Flint Hill. I mean, Flint Hill's the better of the two teams, no doubt about it. So now Battlefield will have this opportunity to go up against a team that, you know they can compete with now that they got that game with Flint Hill out of the way. So right now down at the court, they're getting set to do the national anthem and introduce the teams. So once that gets going, I'll stop talking, we'll step away, and then we'll get back for the first set as they're getting some stuff done at the announce table. Champ getting set to come out here out of their huddle. But once again, Matt Venezia with you in the booth. We got Logan Cleary and Eden Kaplan helping us out on the pictures. We're going to release those tonight. We put the link out on all our social medias. If you're not doing that, by the way, we'll talk about the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. On Twitter and Instagram at BHS Sportsnet, and on YouTube, just subscribe to us here on the channel. It really helps us out. We really look at those numbers and want to make sure we're bringing the best we can to all of you guys tuning into our events. And it really means a lot to me and to the different students we have helping us out here to kind of see how many people tune in. So it would mean the world to us. It would mean the world to me, just to help us out. So once again, we're super excited about that. So they're getting set for the announcements. We'll step away here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
Rules and regulations set by the Virginia High School League and the National High School Federation. We ask all spectators to maintain the highest level of good sportsmanship. The officials and our opponents are our guests tonight at Champe. Spectators who violate the sportsmanship rules will be asked to leave with no refund and may not re-enter. Champe High School is a tobacco-free campus. The use of tobacco products is prohibited anywhere on school grounds. The concession stand is being operated by the Booster Club and is located in the hallway outside the gym. Local policy prohibits the use of any type of noisemakers that detract from the game. In addition, you may not sit on the first row of bleachers at any time throughout the contest. The administration at Champe would like to thank you for your cooperation. And now, let's meet the athletes for tonight's contest. First, for Battlefield. Number 1, Olivia Clark. 2, Ella Nance. 3, Bria Long. 4, Juliana Quintero. 5, Carson Carroll. 6, Hillary Adams. 7, Emma Morris. 8, Lily Stevens. 9, Joanne Kamachi. 10, Ashton Hamilton, 11, Emily Hall, 12, Kat Jakes, 13, Hannah Nelson, and 15, Harriet Barlow. Battlefield is coached by head coach Abby Mills. And now for your team tonight, 1, Kayla Park, 2, Lucy James, 3, Cindy McCormick, 4, Caitlin Lobo, 5, Anna Rader, 6, Cameron Minton, 7, Diane Nguyen, 8, Erica Negrick, 9, Riley Matei, 10, Emily Rossini, 11, Blair Fleming, and 12, Marvin Malloy. Knights are coached by head coach Jasmine Jackson and assisted by Louise Goodrich and Ed Rosen. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem by our very own student athletes at Champe, Bella Casio, Shayna Khan, and Kendra Prince.
Well, guys, we're back here in the booth. Matt Venezia helping you out here at John Champe High School. We are super excited to be here. Shout out to John Champe Athletics, just an awesome, awesome facility. Some great people here really helping us out, making sure we're going to have the best quality stream for you guys tonight. Once again, Matt Venezia, it'll be the Knights and the Bobcats here for some volleyball. We're super excited to be here in the booth. Away, it's about a 18-minute drive from what the GPS said from Battlefield out here to John Champe, taking 15 north up here on way to the Leesburg area, kind of where my old roots were. So it was great to come out here. An awesome, awesome place here. The first time I've ever been to John Champe. We played the Knights in lacrosse last year. That was a thriller, if any of you guys remember that stream. Dalton Young, the Richmond commit, went off for 8 goals en route to I believe a 14-13 night win. It was an awesome, awesome night for me in the booth. One of my favorite Battlefield sports moments for sure. But we're here for volleyball, and we're super excited to kind of bring it to you guys here tonight. The Bobcats rocking purple tonight on the right-hand side of your screen, and the Knights in the home white tonight. And our officials handling some few more stuff at the table, and then we're going to be ready to go and get this thing on the road. So here on this Tuesday night, this is the first of 3 Battlefield streams, but the first of 2 that we're covering, as we'll be in the booth at home Thursday for some volleyball against the Osborne Eagles. And then on Friday for the football game at Woodbridge. I will not be here. The Battlefield Sports Network will not be streaming it. But Prince William Sports and Entertainment will be covering that. If you guys don't know what they do, they go around to the bigger high school games of the week and they broadcast them. I actually do broadcast with them, and I was initially supposed to be on the call for that one, even though it's not with the Battlefield Sports Network, as we did a little bit of that last year. So it actually helps. I'm actually going to be out of town on Friday, so it helps out that you guys can still watch the game. But we'll have the link for that. It's a different thing and everything. We'll get that when we get there. We'll make sure you guys know where to find that game. And what's great is, since I won't be here, you'll still be able to watch. So that's super exciting. 3 Battlefield streams coming for you guys tonight. But the most important for right now, here at John Champe, it's going to be a fun night. So I'm super, super excited. Some more things being handled down at the court. We'll introduce the Battlefield starting lineup for you. In the front row, it'll be number 6, Hillary Adams, number 15, Mara Marther. On the far right, it'll be number 7, the Stanford commit, Emma Morris. In the back row for Battlefield, in the back right corner will be number 12, Cat Jenks. Our libero tonight in white, Carson Carroll, number 5. And the Pepperdine commit, Juju Quintero, rocking number 4. Battlefield being coached by Coach Mills and Coach Donnellan tonight, as well as Coach Davis. So it's going to be super awesome. Looks like we're just about ready to go. If you're just tuning in, it's Battlefield Volleyball here on the Battlefield Sports Network. Send the link out, get a bunch of different people to tune in, and have some fun with us here on this great Tuesday. I got a lot of energy. You know, this is so super cool. This stream is going to be streamed in 4K at 60,000 kps. Usually we run 2 when we use the hotspot. But with John Champ having, you know, a newer booth and having the Ethernet, you know, we were able to use that. And this stream will not have any breakups, and it will be solid. It's going to get as nice of, you know, coverage and quality as it gets. We're still waiting for some things down at the table. You can kind of see the 2 officials handling some things over there as the ladies for both sides going to talk things over. And right now we're going to underline the players that we see out for Champ that are starters, just so we know to talk or who to call for the most part. Champ, no libero for them from what it looks like. I have a feeling, you know, it's number 2. It's one of the smaller girls out there. But normally the libero wears the opposite color, but here we go. Not in your picture yet on the far right. It'll be Cat Jenks coming in for the serve. And on the whistle, we are ready to go here at Battlefields. Or sorry, John Champ. The Knights quickly getting things underway. A quick hit on the way coming from Erica Nebrich. She didn't get over. Battlefield with the first point of the night. It is 1-0 Bobcats. Kind of just a miss-hit there by the front line of John Champ, and Cat Jenks will do it again for Battlefield. She sends it over in the back row. It'll be Blair Fleming making the play. Here comes a drive on the way. It ate up Cat Jenks. Caitlin Boho, the 5'8 senior, able to respond right away, and John Champ has evened this thing up at 1 apiece. I mean, it wasn't that hard of a hit to field from Cat Jenks, just kind of ate her up. As now the Knights will serve it, and now that one ate up Emma Morris. 2 unanswered by John Champ. The Knights taking advantage. There's Emily Rossini, one of the many seniors that John Champ has tonight, as well as sophomores. Look, it looks like just 1 junior for the Knights. Cat Jenks, back set, looking, a little miscommunication there between Arthur and Morris. Battlefield gets away with it. Rossini, back to the side. Good play on the way, Quintero backing up to make the play. To the front, Morris has to send it over. Nice come-up effort by Nebrich. A set on the way, score. Caitlin Boho, once more for John Champ, and the Knights are off and running. It's 3-1. Little kind of scrambling around effort there by Battlefield on that offensive possession as they just barely were able to get it over on their 3rd hit. And the Knights took advantage there. Boho placing it perfectly. Carroll kind of diving out, makes the dig. Jenks going back to Adams. Eating that one up nicely was Park. Chance on the way, nice block by Morris. And the Knights able to get it away. Carson Carroll running over to her right, makes the play. Jenks. And she's going to get called for a double. 4 unanswered for John Champ. Battlefield already getting themselves into an early deficit. Something they cannot really afford to do tonight, as they found themselves in that predicament too many times against Flint Hill last time out. We were there for that. That stream's still in there. As Quintero got it for Jenks. Now Adams again. Blocked nicely. Can't be played. Coach Mills getting up and talking. It's now 5-1. 5 unanswered by the Knights. Battlefield running into some issues here early on, as it's the home hosting John Champ Knights out 5-1. Jenks. Arthur in the middle row. What a play. Diving out to make the play. It was Cheng. Carroll looking for Adams. They call her number for the 3rd straight time. The Knights with a great play. Arthur right on the doorstep, sending it right back down to the floor. Battlefield stops the bleeding just a bit, and it's now 5-2. Great read by Adams as she was able to read it and then communicate out there with Merrim Arthur in the front row, and she was just able to send that back aggressively. Emma Morris, as they rotate now for her serve. Raider for Champ, got it over. Now Quintero for Battlefield into the empty corner. Juju's on the board, and the Bobcats cut their early deficit of 4.5. It's just 2. This early deficit coming back, and the deficit play is not going to work for Battlefield. As a team of their capabilities, this one rings right off of Cheng's face. But Boho got it over. And they're going to say it stayed in, so the Knights will score on that play. Back to Chang on the set. Just drilled it right in the face. But the Knights do survive and get the points as Emma Morris checks on out. Joanne Damashi checking back in for Battlefield for the first time tonight. Everybody else remains the same for the Bobcats. Mentis on the serve. Quintero ate her up. Carroll's got to send it over smartly with a two-hand bump. Got it back for the back row for Chang. Now over to the side, Blair Fleming. Had too much on it. Battlefield will get that one. We were watching her on warm-up. She's got a rocket over there on the far right. And she will be a key player to watch tonight and see how the outcome of this thing turns out. Fleming, the 6-foot-even senior, will be a huge threat for John Champ. They go back her way. She floats one. Jenks with a one-hand dig. Damashi for Quintero, and she just had a little too much on it. Great recovery by Battlefield, but they couldn't quite recover. So the Knights getting set for the serves. Caitlin Boho once more. Damashi in the back row. Jenks has to go to Quintero. Juju played in the back corner there nicely by Niebrich. Back to Fleming. Blocked off the Bobcats and out. And the Knights will lead it now 8-4. Pretty decent crowd there in the top right corner of your screen for the John Champ student section. They call it the Dungeon. Very cool name. And you can see on your screen, the top left, some Battlefield spectators out here tonight. See a few of my buddies that I recognize coming out here tonight. Damashi got it up for Jenks. Back to Adams. One-handed dig effort will go off the announce table. Battlefield will score there. The effort done nicely by Hillary Adams. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Bottom left-hand corner, you see tonight's sport. It's Battlefield Volleyball. And you see in the bottom right our social media handles. Now we have the Instagram logo popping up as we just, I believe we're now 2 weeks old with our Instagram account. You guys showing a lot of love on there. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff even from tonight. So make sure to go check that out. BHS Sports Tonight on Instagram and Twitter, as well as subscribe on YouTube at Battlefield Sports Network. Carson Carroll for Quintero. Kind of the one-hand effort. She went back. She was running to her left, hit it off to the right. The right of your screen, but really her left. And Quintero, kind of running away from the play, goes back to the opposite side. A textbook kill effort there by Juju, and the Bobcats trail by just 2. Olivia Clark, the sophomore, backing up as Chang. She thought it was going to go out. Fleming has to play it on a straight up. Damashi, too much on it. That's too easy. But she got into the net. Battlefield gets lucky. That was way too easy for Fleming, but because she was into the net, the Bobcats will take the points. That won't happen very often, so they need to take that with a lesson moving forward. Clark again. That one kind of eating up a last-second decision there by Niebrich. Now Fleming with a chance. That one went out. Carried all the way to the Battlefield bench, and the Bobcats have tied it for the first time since it was 1-1. Now can they keep the momentum going? They had this opportunity many times in these recent games that we've been at. Colgan not so much. They were up 3-0. The second set was kind of closer in that game. But the game against Flint Hill last week, just a lot of Battlefield opportunities were given up with a lot of big runs, and Battlefield, they're going to call it a double on Clark, and that'll give John Champ the points there. But just a lot of misplay by the Bobcats, getting themselves into deficits. They'd get some chunk points here, give up huge runs by Flint Hill, and obviously with them being the defending state champions, it's common to see that in that type of opponent. Opponent is Yates. Off the front row, effort blocked. Fleming! Off of Yates again. Battlefield surrenders there. The point to Blair Fleming. Makes it now 10-8. But here at John Champ High School in Aldie, Virginia, a great little trip for us here with Eden Kaplan and Logan Cleary. Shout out to them for doing some photography work for us down on the side as Anna Rader couldn't get it over. It's now 10-9. More subs coming in. Morris will check back in for the first time tonight. And Kayla Park will check in for John Champ for the first time. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Matt Venezia once again helping you out, hearing it tonight. Nice save effort. Risky play. Hold up. They're going to give that one to Battlefield. It definitely looked like it was a third hit by Carroll as Nelson was going down. I thought that was going to be John Champ's points. The Bobcats will take it. It's now 10-10. Quintero on the serve, got it back to the back row. Anna Rader played it. Coming over on a double bump, the play had to be made by Emily Rossini. Yates for the Battlefield lead. Too much on it. Goes out into the Champ bench, and it's now 11-10. You know, fans, if you weren't able to come out tonight, not a biggie. You know, we are here for a reason on the road to help you guys see everything with Battlefield Sports when you can't come out to the games. It's totally understandable. Yates having a backup there was Fleming receiving her kill effort. Now a drive on the way. It went out. And our volunteer official there, you can see him. Actually, you can't see to the right of Coach Mills. Now the officials will talk. Our head official now talking thought that it went out. This guy running over in the collared shirt, a volunteer official said it was in. Coach Mills looking like she's pretty confident that that was out. They're going to discuss now. But I think our main officials did not think that was in. Let's see. And they're going to give it to Battlefield. So the volunteer official, you know, obviously he's volunteer. We expect mistakes. But who knows how big points like that will come in the end. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens. Here comes an effort on the way by the Knights. Played off by Carson Carroll. Now to Emma Morris, a drive. Partially blocked in the front row by Margaret Malloy. And Battlefield will take their first lead of the night since this game was 1-0. Great effort there by the Bobcats. It's now 12-11. Eden Kaplan joining us up here in the booth now as Logan and her are going to be rotating from the floor to, you know, down on the side or on the court side. Nice block by the Bobcats. It was played by more than 3 hits. The Bobcats stretch the lead to 2. And it'll be a timeout for the John Champ Knights. I think. Never mind. I thought there, coach, you could see her walking up, thought she was signaling the timeout there. We'll stay here on the stream. And that point remains for Battlefield. The Bobcats now getting their groove on right now. Carson Carroll, the libero, on the serve. Played by Fleming. Now over to the side. She got it to leak on through. On the block effort was Yates and Arthur. But John Champ will score there. It is now 13-12. More substitutions coming in. It looks like Emma Morris will find her way back into the contest. And for the Knights, Caitlin Boho checking in. You know, we appreciate everybody tuning into tonight's broadcast. I believe already 12 strong right now. Quintero, are you kidding me? She dove out, kind of like a give it all you got kind of play. I don't think she expected to keep that in, and neither did the Knights. That could definitely be the play of the game. Juju Quintero diving out to keep the play alive, and it lands into the back left corner. Battlefield with the points. My goodness. It doesn't get much better than that. A drive on the way. Quintero stepping in. She's off to a hot start tonight. Adams again. Battlefield with the points. The Knights couldn't block it. Adams is off and rolling. Juju's hot. Great start here for Battlefield after that kind of sluggish 5-1 hole they got themselves into at the beginning. Now Coach Mills wants an explanation for the previous play. It could be about the rotation of the servers. And you know, so it was about the Battlefield bench, as we could hear Coach Mills from up here. And that was an issue we noticed last time, where the girls can't get too aggressive on the bench and loud and supportive. Fleming sends that one out. And the Bobcats will now lead it by 4. Could we see a timeout here? You would think you'd see one now. The Bobcats getting themselves a little bit comfortable. Diving in to make the play. Coming on in was Chang. Now a one-handed kind of walking effort there by the Knights. A set for Morris. Emma Morris got up high. Battlefield by 5. Timeout, Knights. The Bobcats have found their groove. A much better close to this portion of the set than the beginning. We'll step away with the ladies as well. 17-12 Battlefield here in set number 1 here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
If my mom was like, "How much Chipotle?" I would freak out.
At 12 watching.
Can I say something?
I like talking about knitting club, like in between the sets.
I meant about volleyball.
Back here in the booth as the Bobcats getting set out of the timeout. Cat Jenks on the serve. It was played by Fleming. Wow, what a block. Getting up high, Caitlin Boho rejected by Mara Martha for Battlefield, and the lead is now 6. One of the more aggressive blocks we've seen from Battlefield to start the year. And we'll give you a quick update. John Champe coming into tonight's contest 4-4 on the season. Your Bobcats sitting 3-1. Quintero kind of a miss set by her, kind of ate her up there, and the Knights will put a foot in the door of this Battlefield run. And it's now 18 for your Bobcats and 13 for the Knights. Fans, we want to remind you of our next stream. It'll be at home against the Osborne Eagles. This one skipping off the net, a close effort and an ace there as Carroll kept it alive. Emma Morris! My goodness. Raider tried and played it, but when it's coming at you that fast, you got to be in the perfect spot to even make a play on it. This one ricocheted way out of play, and Battlefield now again by 6. Emma Morris lofting it over. Stepping up is Chang. Raider one-hands it over. Carson Carroll. Opposite side, Hillary Adams. Skipping off, it lands in. Raider trying to block it. She got a piece of it. Battlefield has hit 20. They'll be 5 away from a set win. Fans, we're live streaming right now. And Eden's up here in the booth. We're going to be live streaming from her Instagram account. You can go check that out. And, you know, you see me in the booth for that. If you're interested in that, by all means, go find that and see what it's like of me doing my stuff here in the booth. Carroll laying out. What an effort by her. Back to Quintero. Diving out to make the play. It could not be made by Niebrich, and Battlefield leads it now by 8. The Bobcats lead it 21-13. Just 4 points away from a set win. Here in Aldi at John Champe High School. Mara Martha, kind of a weak effort by her. Now they're going to make some switches. Coach Mill quickly rotating the ladies in there as Arthur will sign off. As there's now 7 on the lead for the Bobcats. Hi, all the viewers on Eden's Live. You can kind of see what I do up here in the booth. Caitlin Boho, the senior here for John Champe on the serve. Airmailed that one. Had about 5 feet of extra carry on that shot. And Battlefield leading it now by 8, 22-14. So the ladies just 3 points away from a set win in the first set here at at John Champe. Olivia Clark, the Battlefield sophomore, backing up to make the play. It was Parker. Goes to Fleming. She tried to tap it. I don't know how that worked out. It looked like she just stuffed her own shot into the net, but then it kind of rolled its way over back to the middle of the floor. The Knights will take it. They're trying to make this comeback now as the lead is just 7 for Battlefield. Diving out. Good effort by Tamashi, and 2 unanswered by John Champe. Battlefield looking to halt this little bit of a comeback. And the Knights will get set to serve this one away. So the serve is getting set to be made by Anna Rader. Backing up is Joanne Damashi. Coming up is Quintero. Blocked. She saved her own effort. Yates got it back to the front row. Quintero kind of rainbows that one over. Now the Knights coming their way. Brandt. Wow, what a shot. What a save. She almost played that. Blair Fleming with an absolute projectile down to Battlefield. I don't know how Joanne made the dig. And it literally missed by about 2 feet. A little bit too long on that. And Chang nearly played it too. It would have been out of bounds. So she almost cost her team a point there. Back set from Clark on Quintero. Now the Knights send it their way. Fleming scores. 3 unanswered by John Champe. And the lead is only 4 for Battlefield. It was as many as 8. A smart timeout here by Coach Mills. We will step away here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
Hey guys.
Busy job. What are all the comments? Yeah, what's up, guys? Thought the dude was commenting. Nah, man. Dude, you gotta subscribe. Subscribe Battlefield Sports Network on Instagram. Follow us on, Battlefield Sports Network on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at BHS Sportsnet. That's where all the Battlefield athletic action is. So. Here with Eden, photographer for tonight's game, and it's a fun one here at Champ.
Oh my god, Jackson! Hey, Jackson.
What's up, Jackson?
Back here out of the break, your Bobcats leading it now by... Okay, the scoreboard's definitely wrong. It was only 22-18, but apparently it's 19. So the lead is 3 for Battlefield. It was as many as 8. Clark. And they're going to call it double on Olivia Clark. I know they're going to say she touched the net. Otherwise, that would have been a beautiful play there by Hannah Nelson. The lead is only 2. So the Bobcats were looking good, and they've kind of gotten themselves into a sticky situation. So we'll see what happens here tonight. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. 16 strong so far. We want a lot more. Chance on the way. Somehow Carson Carroll kept it alive. The lead is only 1 now for Battlefield. This thing has gotten a lot more intense than it probably should be. Battlefield's 22-14 lead is now just 22-21. Rader. Clark. Quintero. Blocked. Yates saved it. Going back to Ella. She sends it over. Blair Fleming making a rough play. This one's got to get over. It's going to wind up short. Battlefield will get the lead back up to 2. And they are 2 away from a set 1 win. My goodness, they needed that to kind of put a pause to all this mayhem here by the Knights. Juju Quintero on the serve. Coming on, it is Chang. It was a shank, and the Bobcats are 1 away. Chang tried to play it, and a rough play there for her. And Battlefield is 1 point away. It'll be Juju Quintero on the serve. She sends it over. Chang this time not with a shank. Coming on in. Fleming. Nice set there by Quintero. They send it up to the front. Ella Yates coming on it. They score. Battlefield nearly blew the lead by a big shot. That would have been a really bad way to end the first set by blowing that lead. The Bobcats prevail. Halt a little bit of a run by the Knights. Come away with 3 unanswered there in set number 1. And your Bobcats take it 1-0. The ladies are going to have about a 3-minute break. And then we are now going to reset the scoreboard. We'll step away as well as your Bobcats win it 25-21 there in set number 1. Overall, it's 1-0 Battlefield here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
That's kind of cool. Their den is called the den.
Uh-huh.
Are you tired? Do you ever get sweaty when you do it?
Only if it's hot out. I wasn't ever dressing.
When are you taking pictures of her? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see. It's insane. Not too bad if someone looks at this and they think they're asking everyone. We need to make that TikTok. We need to learn to dance. Battlefield Sports Network TikTok.
Looks like we're just about ready to go as we're set to get the second set underway. I don't know if it was, wow, it's a voice track. I don't know if it was like that the entire first set, with John Champe on the left side of the scoreboard and the Battlefield on the right. I switched that. It was set before the game. I must have, done something right when we were about to get going. Sometimes this thing messes up here and there, but now it's, the right way. Battlefield on top, 1-0 in sets, and we're about set to get set number 2 underway. Good talk with the ladies. Before the game, they were feeling confident after that tough loss against Flint Hill to use that as some momentum to use what they learned into tonight's contest and throughout the season. And as you see, that serve effort by the Knights going out of play. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how they play out with that. Cheng tried to play it. It goes out. Battlefield quickly with 2. So the Bobcats on top 2-0. Here comes an effort by Raider. Easy play by Kat Jenks. Carroll going to Hillary Adams. Floats one. Diving out is Blair. One-handed over by the Knights. Battlefield recovering. Adams got it over to Morris. She floats one. Receiving that one nicely was Rosini. They go back to the right side. Nice block by Battlefield. It goes off the Knights and out of play. It hit off of Boho, and the Bobcats on top 3-0 to open up set number 2. Kat Jenks floats one. In the front row, it's fielded by Raider. Now Rojo with an effort. Carroll saved it as it goes out. So the Knights will get on the board for the first time here in the set. Shout out to everybody tuning in with us here on the live stream. Spread the word, your Bobcats on top 1-0 and 3-0 here in the set. Carson Carroll. Jenks, and out of the back row it'll be Emma Morris. She sends it over. Coming on in, Lucy Cheng. Now the Knights on the way. Blair Fleming with a bomb. It was partially blocked by Hillary Adams and Mara Marther, and it goes out, so the Knights will cut the lead to just 1. Some exciting play we're seeing tonight here on the road. Niebrick. Jenks running down to field that one. That one's got to be sent over by Emma Morris. In the back row, Cheng. And a drive on the way by Rojo. Quintero in the back row set that one to herself. Adams blocked. Juju saved it. And a little miscommunication there by the Bobcats. Their 3-0 lead has been quickly swallowed. Niebrich sends it over. Jenks had too much on that one. Somehow the play is made by Morris. A rough play there. The set by Kat Jenks was not where it needed to be, and John Champ has scored 4 consecutive to make it now 4-3. Niebrich again on the serve. Quintero got it to Jenks, looking for Adams. Cheng kept it alive. Here comes Fleming, score! Blair Fleming. She's been all over the place tonight. And the Knights have scored 5 in a row. The Knights send it over. 6th consecutive time they've done it. One-handed by Jenks, bumped over by Carson Carroll. Lucy Cheng got it to the front row. That was Rosini. Jenks stepping in there with a good right foot. Now at Quintero. Close. They're going to give it to the Knights. Coach Mills going near the referee. We're thinking she was going to burn a timeout there. She doesn't. This is 6 straight points by John Champ. The Bobcats really need to halt whatever they're building right now. Rosini, a lot on it. That was close. I think it was a good decision to play that one. Doesn't matter as Adams with a bomb. Erica Niebrich couldn't play it properly, and Battlefield finally stops the bleeding. It's 6-4. Emma Morris sends it over to Lucy Cheng. Rosini going back to Rowan. And it's out of play. Battlefield has clawed back at just a 1-point deficit. As Mentis was there on the effort for the Knights, and she put a little too much on that one. Emma Morris backing up. Niebrich. Now Fleming blocked. Hillary Adams and Mara Arthur on the combo for the block, and Battlefield has tied it up. Kind of a bang-bang play there right in the face of Fleming, as that was a missile off of her hand. The Knights playing it out, diving out. A good play by Rosini. Carroll steps in, the matching libero. Arthur. Nice play in the back by Rosini. Now Raider sent back. Juju Quintero all over the place here to start the night. She was with the block, and Battlefield gets their lead right back. It's 7-6. And some miscommunication by the Knights. A timeout being burned by them. The play was made by Boho, but I think in the back row, Rosini was getting set to play it. Nonetheless, the Bobcats will go up 8-6, and we will step away here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
Yes.
Back here in the broadcast booth, Matt Venezia inside the booth with you, Logan Cleary and Eden Kaplan helping us out on the sideline with the video and camera work. Nice dig there on the effort by Blair, by Morris. Jenks got it back to her to play over. Now Blair again! Fleming knocking down Emma Morris. And the Knights will score there. Kind of confused what the referee was doing there. We were kind of waiting for him to officially give the point to the Knights. Blair Fleming capitalizing there on her kill effort. Too much for Morris to handle. And it's now 8-7 Battlefield. So we're just nearing the 8 o'clock hour. Almost an hour of live stream coverage here for you tonight. And we appreciate everybody tuning in. Fans, if you haven't heard the news yet, we are finalizing, and just Fleming just absolutely annihilated that thing straight down. It's 8-8. We're finalizing the Battlefield Sports Network podcast, which would be something where I can go on my phone before games and come to you guys live about half an hour before the game, like a pregame show, and kind of tell you guys what to expect out of the stream tonight. You know, talk to all the girls. It doesn't have to be interviews, but we can just talk to them off the record and just say what, they told us with how they're preparing, as you see Battlefield scoring there. But it'll be something where you fans can tune in, and then when we approach the game time, we'll be like, that's it from the pregame, and, join us on YouTube. That's going to be something that we're really excited about getting into. As I set up the account today, we got to send it over to Apple on their Apple Podcast app, as this one is sent over by Fleming. Too much for Battlefield. It's now 9-9. Once Apple Podcasts, verifies it, that takes a few days. It'll be something where you download the Apple Podcast app. You look up, I think it's going to be BHS Sports Network Podcast or something, or we'll figure out once we make it official. But then you'll get alerts when we go live, and you can tune in live and kind of hear some raw footage of the breakdown of the game. So that's something I'm really looking forward to getting myself involved into, as a diving effort by Chang. Somehow the Knights might have an opportunity. This has to get over. It does. What an effort by John Champe. Jenks to shut it down by Quintero. Fleming coming on in, wasn't fooled. The set is made by McCormick. A drive on the way. 8 up Damashi. And the Knights with some great defense, some great recovery, as that play took a lot of effort. And they were able to get it done. John Champe has the lead 10-9. Carroll. Jenks. Somehow that rolls over. Battlefield got away with some miscommunication. Fleming couldn't get it over the net. Battlefield has tied it right back up. Back and forth we go. A pretty tight second set here. Ella Yates and Olivia Clark checking in for Battlefield, as Adams and Jenks will have a seat. McCormick, a drive by Fleming, score. How do you defend that? Blair Fleming. We've said her name all night, and we probably will continue to. She's been phenomenal. The Bobcats trail now by 1, 11-10. The Knights getting one more there. The lead is now 12-10. Fleming on the serve, going for the corner. It's in. That's an ace for Blair Fleming and the Knights. Carroll was looking over to see, and it did catch enough. The Knights have scored there. Now they've scored a few consecutive now, make it 3. The Knights going back and forth here. Here comes a drive by Rossini. She actually tapped it over. A chance on the way. It goes out. John Champe has a lead of 4. Coach Mills coming up, communicating there with the ladies. Decides not to use the timeout. Wouldn't be a bad idea, I think, if, Battlefield gives up one more. In a set that you can still win, being down what would be 5. Damashi now, Nelson getting up high. What a dig by Kayla Park. Rossini scores. Wait, maybe. It's in. The lead is 5. Will Coach Mills burn a timeout? No, she will not. Let's see how that pays out for Battlefield. Fans, we just hit our 400th follower. And it turns out it happened to be our own photographer, Eden Kaplan, so we appreciate that. Running up is Quintero with the right hand. Chang. Fleming off her back foot. Got it over. Now Clark setting it over for Quintero. Juju. Somehow Fleming kept it alive. It doesn't get over. Battlefield will score there. A great effort by Blair Fleming, but she couldn't get it over the net. Fans, we just released yesterday our zebra stripe themed football game commercial, and you kind of can understand the meaning of why we go with zebra stripes to our football games. It's an awesome reason, and it's in order to spread awareness for NET's cancer. And we came out with a great commercial with that, with the SALT program, as you see. Battlefield scoring there. That commercial is live. Last football game was Gold Out, and we made a commercial for that, and that was an awesome commercial. The fans, you guys really loved that. Being a member of the SALT program at Battlefield, we were able to get that done, and it was just such an awesome experience. You know, doing these interview recap videos, the streams, but commercials, how fun is that? It's Quintero. She's kind of surprised about the ace, but she takes it confidently, and now Battlefield trails by just 2. As it took a big piece out of the net and then just kind of rolled its way over. So Juju again on the serve. To 2 knees is Fleming. Now Rosini. Somehow Quintero kept it alive. Ate her up though, and it sails out of play. The Knights go back up by 3. So Battlefield on top. Trailing by 3. John Champ playing a much better second set, I would say. They kind of did come back. It was 22-14 Battlefield in the first. The Knights came back for 7 unanswered. Made it a little bit scary for Battlefield. Yates sends that one out. Coach Mills will get some words with her. And the Knights lead at 17-13. You know, still manageable set here for Battlefield, but they're going to need to, you know, quit giving up these runs that are resulting in 3 to 4 points in a row at a time for the Knights. Morris diving out. And it ricocheted right off the face of Carson Carroll. She was stunned a little bit there. So the lead is now 5. And the Knights looking to tie this thing up heading to set number 3. Lucy Chang, the 5'4" sophomore, on the serve for the Knights. Carroll. Clark coming on in. Got it out wide for Morris. Emma diving out. Nice play. Couldn't quite make the play, though, to recover. Was Rosini, and Battlefield will score there. There's a great dig effort by Lucy Chang. She was all over the place kind of on that possession. And the lead for Battlefield, or for the Knights, has been trimmed to 4. Chang coming over to her right to make the play. McCormick now on the back, Rosini, and that was just a miss hit by her. Check that, that was actually Riley Rattay. And the lead for the Knights has been trimmed to now 3. Battlefield getting their confidence back. Now, if Battlefield were to come and, you know, even up this set, is that a spot where you call a timeout after you're already super hot? Nice play by Yates. But it goes around the post. The Knights will take those points, but you kind of, it's like climbing the mountain. You finally do come and tie it. Do you stop the momentum, or do you give the girls a breather now that it's tied up? I don't know which way you go about that. Not really sure which way Coach Mills is going to go away about that. Who knows if we're even going to get the opportunity to go away about that. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how the rest of this set plays out in favor of the Bobcats. That one skips off the net. Diving out last second was Emma Morris. Yates skips it off. Nice play. Play could be made by Emily Rosini. And the Bobcats put up point number 16 here in the set. And should the Knights win this set, that'll give us perspective of how long this stream will be. If they win this set, that'll force at least 4 sets here at John Champ. Nice block! Emma Morris and Mara Arthur. You hear the ooh chants there from the ladies on the bench. Nice block there by the Bobcats, and the lead is now 2. But a win here in the set for the Knights would guarantee us a 4th set here on the road. You got to win 3 of 5 to come away with the win. Chance again. That time it got through. Nice kill by Anna Rader. And the Knights need 5 more to take the set. Battlefield trailing by 3. You know, they're still in this thing. They'll need some points here, though. Niebrich diving out was Carroll. Jenks back set to Morris. Cheng coming over. Kind of a weird play. I don't think Niebrich expected to play that. Jenks has to punch it over to avoid the spike. Fleming coming on in is Carroll. Battlefield looking to get it on this possession. Emma Morris. Too much. And the Knights with their 21st of the set. Caitlin Boho will serve it here for John Champ. Quintero had trouble with that one. And a timeout called by Coach Mills and the Bobcats. John Champ has stretched the lead to 5. They're closing in on a set 2 win. The Bobcats looking to avoid that. We'll find out what happens in a second here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
Wow. Do you need help?
Back here in the booth, John Champ on top 5 here in the second set. It'll be Niebrich again on the serve. Played by Carson Carroll. Maybe a little too much on it. Jenks somehow makes the play. Arthur scores! Oh, maybe not. That was really close. Battlefield not going to get the call. I thought that was in. And the Knights lead it by as many as 6. So John Champ, we can assume, should be able to pull this thing away. Let's see what Battlefield has to say about that. Carroll, kind of set by her. It was able to come back in. Carroll calling for it. Got it over to Cheng. In the front row, Rosini, now Fleming scores. And John Champ is a point away from tying this thing up at 1. Four unanswered by the Knights. And it's kind of a set point right here. Carroll, Jenks goes over to Adams. Hillary coming over is Niebrich. One-handed over, coming back over quickly. That one goes out. Quick reaction by Merrim Arthur. Battlefield will respond. They need at least 6 to force what would be a win by 2 scenario. Emma Morris in the front row. Fleming plays it. Going over, it's tapped over by Rader. Jenks goes to Arthur. Scores! Kind of a misjudgment there by Emily Rosini. Battlefield trails by 5. She came in. I don't think she expected Arthur to kind of throw that one, what looked like. And now Battlefield clawing a little bit closer. Morris backing up his Niebrich. Rosini, Fleming. There it is. Not many times you're going to stop that thing. The Knights will tie up the sets. We'll need at least 4 here on the road. Which means we will step away as John Champ has come to tie it up with a set win of 25-19. And we'll reset the scoreboard here and step away. The ladies will get refreshed and ready to go for set number 3 here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
At one point in this set, I'm gonna get Eden to take pictures, and then she's gonna take my But, I mean, they just got themselves in too many deficits early on. They had a 3-0 lead to start, and they gave up 6 in a row. Like, it happens too often.
Oh, I did it.
You got 100?
Yeah.
Dude, that picture's in. Dude. It's crazy. The one that keeps around the city.
What's the other one?
Back here in the booth for set number 3. Tonight's crew here at John Champ, Matt Venezia, that's me here on the air. We got Logan Cleary and Eden Kaplan helping us out on the pictures and video down courtside. They're going to make sure to get some pictures out. We'll put it on the Instagram, the Twitter. We'll send it everywhere. That's one thing I like about Instagram, being able to show the stories. That thing is blocked. Mara Arthur and Emma Morris on the combo, and Battlefield will strike. For the 3rd straight time in sets, the Bobcats have led 1-0. But, you know, it helps me out now when I can be up here in the booth and have some shots down there to use and to post pictures. The athletes love it. Kind of seeing those pictures being taken. Not all sports kind of have their own photographer and stuff, and I love doing it. As Morris's bid was denied, Hillary Adams gets up top to an E. Nice play by Lucy Cheng. Now Fleming out of the back row. She kicked it. That would have been bad if it caught a face of a Bobcat jumping above the net to make a block. But now 2-0 Bobcats. But the pictures, we post a link out for all of them for every game. We save all of them, as that's a nice block by Battlefield. Somehow the Knights with a one hand. Nice play made there by Boho. Hong. Adams. Hillary Adams, the sophomore for the Bobcats, opens the lead to 3. Fans, we want to hear in the comments so far who you think tonight's player of the game will be. Whoever it is, whoever gets the most responses, we will, we'll interview them after the game. Obviously, Battlefield has to win. We don't do interviews after losses, as that effort on the way coming from Niebrich had too much on it. Battlefield, I think this is their largest lead of the night. It's 4. So, it'd be interesting to see how the rest of this set plays out. Kat Jenks floats one over. Chang in the back row made the play. Now over to Niebrich. A partial block by the Bobcats. Adams and Arthur were in the area to make the play, and John Champ is on the board for the first time here in set number 3. Because the Knights won set 2, we need at least 4 here on the road. And if we need to go to 5, the difference is instead of playing the first one to 25, it'll be first one to play to 15. Nice play by Emma Morris. Emma, not too long ago, was our player of the game. And the only player who's not eligible for player of the game tonight is Juju. We interviewed her before the game. So we want to avoid doing a double interview in the same game. Just mix some new faces up for the weekly recap, which, speaking of which, Week 3 recap was phenomenal. It was a great video, as you see a diving play there by Emma Morris. Mara Arthur got it to Quintero, and the block effort by Rader and Boho, no good. And it's now 6-1 Bobcats. Juju, if there could be a player of the game with anybody, it would be her. She is doing phenomenal right now. maybe she just needed that interview to kind of kickstart it up a little bit and lead Battlefield here tonight. But usually, yeah, we try and mix up the faces. So we talk to her. You'll see her face. Somehow Battlefield kind of playing alive. Eileen Hong made it the play. Niebrich diving as Quintero call it a pancake. And now Chang got it back. Rosini played there by Emma Morris. Quintero up high. Scores off the left hand of Blair Fleming. And the Bobcats lead it 7-1. I think they needed that little break between sets. The girls are on fire right now. One thing we do notice, though, Eileen Hong rocking the white jersey tonight. That's usually for the libero, to wear the other color that's not what the majority of the girls are wearing. Excuse me, at the start of the game, it was Carson Carroll. And you only have one, so you got to wonder what that could be about. Maybe in a game where, you know, you're trying to mix up roles and reps. As Adams, look at her reaction. It's 8-1 Bobcats. Could be a situation where Coach Mills wants to see Eileen in a different spot. We'll keep an eye on that and keep an eye on Carson where she gets involved in the game. Timeout, John Champ. For whatever reason, the scoreboard here still says 7-1. I'm going to leave it right now. We're going to leave it as, oh, now it's 8-1. We will step away as your Bobcats off and rolling here in set number 3. Here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
What's up? Dude, I hate that. I think 7 points to make the benchmarks. Like, I just do it. Screenshot what you have on, and I just guess it. I didn't tell you how much I hate it. So, but for dancing. How many kids we got? 15? Oh, here. My cousin. No.
Back here in the booth, just was reading the comments a little bit. Want to give a quick shout out to my cousin who usually comes in and supports every stream, Christian Venezia. The reason I won't be in the booth for Friday's football game is because I'm going to Florida this weekend. We're going to go down for Christian's confirmation. So Christian has elected me to be the sponsor for that, and it's going to be an awesome time as Christian's a twin, and his sister, my older sister, is going to be her sponsor. So it kind of works out a little funny like that. Christian's dad was my sponsor, so it's cool that it kind of wraps its way around and works out. But I'll be down in Florida for that as the Knights are on the board here to make it 8-2. But we'll be seeing Christian this weekend, and we'll have the video. Like, even though I'm not going to be here, we're getting all the film done and the editing now as each day goes along. So the recap video should still be out Saturday at its normal time. That won't be an issue. Literally just the stream, which wouldn't be on the Battlefield Sports Network anyways because Prince William Sports and Entertainment's covering it. I'm usually supposed to get that call with them for Battlefield games, which I've done before in the past. See Hong diving out, Adams making the play. Morris has time to get it over nicely, she does. Normally I get that call, but because I'm out of town, that won't be happening. And Fleming, her drive was blocked by the Bobcats and out of play, so Battlefield has surrendered 3 unanswered here out of the night timeout. That effort by Erica Niebrich goes out, and Battlefield can't believe it. The Bobcats can't believe it. Hillary Adams getting a word with the officials. She's laughing it off. I mean, I heard the cheers from the girls. They thought that was out. Coach Mills, to my surprise, okay, now she is chirping a little bit, but usually she'd be up in flames. And on that call, it's the volunteer official, so... You know, not saying it's biased, but, you know, it's not the most reliable call. Jenks got it for Quintero, looking to get that one right back. She does. 9-5 Bobcats with that kill effort there by Juju. Yeah, shout out Baylor Boy Gaming. You know, we want to give him a shout out here on the stream. And Nairi, have a class with her. We want to give her a shout out here on the air. And everybody for tuning in as well. The other, I believe, 9 active right now. Fleming getting up high. My goodness, that was a missile from Blair Fleming. And it's now 9-6. Substitutions for Battlefield. Looks like Emma Morris getting back in for the ladies, and doesn't look like any new changes. It's actually Kayla Park will check in for John Champ. Park on the serve. A low liner fielded by Emma Morris. Kat Jenks going to Juju. Kind of punches it over. Stepping up was Rosinia. Chance by Fleming. Blocked down by Adams. Battlefield recovers. Here comes their offensive chance. Quintero kind of looked like a fadeaway chance there. She was kind of stepping away from the play. And she sailed that one out of play. It's now 9-7. The Bobcats had an 8-1 lead in this set. Since then, it's a 6-1 run for John Champ. Kayla Park. Her serve doesn't get over. The Bobcats are in double digits for the first time tonight here in set number 3. The Knights getting one more on that possession. Now a few more substitutions. Coming on in, nice play by Morris. Battlefield's got to get it over. Yates can't, and the Bobcat lead is now just 1. So kudos to the Knights for using that timeout wisely. As since then, it's been an 8-2 run. Another effort, and that one will go to the Knights. And Coach Mills will burn a timeout. Not the anticipated stretch there that Battlefield wanted. What they had was an 8-1 lead. Since then, 9-1 is the run by John Champ. Sorry, 9-2. As it's now tied up here at 10 here in set 3. We'll step away here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
My voice is gone.
How do I do this? I have to make my own island and have an icon.
Yeah. How do you do that? Wait, no, my class didn't.
Yeah, this is wrong point.
Did you do that?
Yeah. How do I say that? Scam, rallies,
Just call it. Do cap.
I know. No.
No.
Back here on the stream out of the timeout. Juju kind of floats one over. Tapped in the front row by Rattay. Now Fleming floats one. Somehow Yates plays it. It goes out. And John Champ has their first lead of the set. They've come back from all the way deficits of 8-1. You know, it's been a hot start for the Bobcats since then. And this has been the story of the season against some pretty decent, you know, some good teams. Where they either have a hot start and then lose it, or it's never really back and forth for the most part, as you see Quintero with the kill, tying it up here at 11. You never really see some pretty intense back and forth, even like against Patriot. In like the 2 games that we covered there and then the district championship game, we never really saw some tight volleyball up until the final points of each set. It was either a team got hot, another one tied it, and then, you know, some big stretches. As Quintero, and she's mad at herself. She knew she messed that one up. And John Champ adds 1. And now we're seeing a little bit of some back and forth. Fleming on the serve. Hong in the front row. Clark going over to the near side. Morris, too much on it. She got up high enough, just put a little too much mustard on that shot. And it's now a 2-point lead for John Champe in an overall match that is squared up at 1. Fleming put too much on it. Battlefield will take the free points. Bree Moss, first time we're saying her name on the stream, and Carson Carroll rocking a normal jersey, not the libero. She's in for Hannah Nelson. So that'll be interesting to see. It looks like Eileen, who's now on the bench, will have a seat. Carroll, fielded by Rosini. Now over to the near side. A chance, didn't get through. Battlefield with the points. We're tied up at 13. Emma Morris and Bree Moss combining on the effort. A chance right hugging the net. The Knights can't get it over, and the Bobcats get their lead right back. It is 14-13 Battlefield. So maybe we jinxed ourselves here asking for a tighter set, and that's what we've got it in. And it's now a 1-point lead for Battlefield. A set to the middle. Somehow Carroll came flying in. Bree Moss saves it. Carroll took a big heap there on the effort to save it. And then Clark can't make the play. It seems like consecutive efforts there with Juju and Olivia not quite being able to make the plays on some routine sets. But John Champe squaring it up now at 14. More substitutions made as checking off is Malloy for John Champe. And on the serve, it'll be Lucy Chang. Coming on in is Juju Quintero. Clark got it for the middle. Moss blocked. Sorry, that's Arthur. She saved it off the face of Yates. Somehow Battlefield keeps it alive. And then that one eating up Eileen Hong. One of the best saves we've seen from the Bobcats all season. Some dives by both sides, and then Eileen getting it over the net, but then the Knights on their next offensive rush got it over. Eileen quickly will sign off, and she'll have a seat. Chang, fielded by Quintero. She came up on it. It came a little too close up on her. Morris for Fleming. Now a middle hit. Blocked down. Emma Morris and Mara Arthur once more combining on the block effort, and Battlefield has tied it up at 15. It'll be the next one to score 10. A much tighter set number 3. Both teams have kind of had a feeling out process, seeing what each other is about and what to expect from each individual on their kills and sets and all that kind of stuff. As that kill, way too much on it by Riley Ratoy, and the Bobcats will get the lead back. Can they build on it? We'll have to find out. Jenks, kind of a miss hit there by Chang. This one goes out on the block. John Champe has tied it up at 16. The Knights making some changes. Checking back in is Emily Rosini. Five seniors on the roster for John Champe and 5 sophomores. 1 freshman and 1 junior. So a pretty... You kind of tell the better classes at volleyball. As you see them score there on the effort, the Bobcats couldn't quite recover there as diving out was Adams. A very heavy stacked, I mean, I guess for the most part with the seniors and sophomores 5 apiece. For Battlefield though, this entire team is juniors. Every girl on the floor except for Kat Jenks is a junior. Except for, Hillary Adams is a sophomore. So 4 of the 6 on the floor, as Battlefield ties it up at 17, are juniors. A lot of the bench is juniors. So this team's got, last year they were still a part of this group as this one heads out Battlefield on the points there. As this team was still here last year. And being a young team of sophomores, it's tough to go up against a tough team filled with seniors with all the experience they have and try to be successful. As the Knights send that one out. The Knights think it was tipped. It won't be ruled as so. But now that these girls have made it to the region semis, they've seen kind of that competition. They've seen the defending state champion Flint Hill Huskies already. You know, they've been in tournament play here on the weekends with some Loudoun County and Fairfax schools, so they have the experience needed to make a deep run, and this is one of the more promising teams that Battlefield has this year. As a chancer by Quintero going to the far side. Nice save there by the Knights. Backing up is Carson Carroll. Jenks, back row hit. Here it comes from Morris. Chang got it over to the side. Rosini. Kind of a combo effort there by Morris and Carroll. Now Adams diving out was Fleming. Battlefield leads it by 3. Timeout, John Champ. I need to get my voice back. You guys need a break from all the high-pace action. We'll step away for just a second here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
Oh, yeah? I think Coach said, did he post it?
They just told me.
Really?
Yeah. It's such a cute deal.
When is it? It's not this Friday, though.
So, yeah.
You sure?
They changed the Zebra out to
I thought it was the Hawaiian.
this Friday, no, it's Friday Zebra.
I thought they were leaving that and they were moving the Hawaiian. Let me see.
I don't know. That's what he said. Because he said they talked to Sonya's dad before all the minutes and they wanted to do Zebra out.
Oh. I'm not even eating. What the heck?
Yeah.
Should. We'll figure it out.
Back here for set number 3, Battlefield with a 20-17 lead. Emma Morris coming to play as Fleming. Rosini got it over to the side. Rattay tried to play it off the back of her hand was Kat Jenks. Oh, sorry, I didn't have the mic on there. The Knights there on the effort. Kat Jenks trying to save it. They will score. And it's now 20-18 for Battlefield. Let's see if the ladies in purple can close this thing out. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. 16 strong right now. Hannah Nelson checking in for Carson Carroll for Battlefield. And, oh, the Bobcats were on the board there. I must have missed that one. It's now 21-18. It'll be Mara Marther on the serve for the Bobcats. She lines it over. Coming on in is Chang. Diving out, kind of had to make a late running play. Emily Rosini coming on in. Late effort again by Morris. Now Nelson, little miscue there by the ladies. It'll be a middle hit set. Scores. Nice effort there by Caitlin Boho. She was yelling for that one. She wanted that middle hit set, and she got it. And the Knights trim it to 2. More substitutions being made for John Champ. Coming back into the contest, Margaret Malloy. One of the many sophomores that this team has. Kayla Park, fielded by Juju Quintero. Jenks, back set for Adams. Somehow it was kept alive. I guess it was because Jenks' hand was kind of in the net, but a great effort nonetheless. And the lead is now just 1. It'll be down to the wire here in set number 3. Park. Now Jenks. Nelson. Probably shouldn't have been played by Niebrich. Battlefield will take it. And the ladies need just 3 here in the set. Ella Yates and Olivia Clark checking in. Some healthy, fresh bodies coming on in for Battlefield here in this late stretch, high-intensity set number 3. Olivia Clark on the serve. Niebrich got it to the front, Rosini. Now Fleming. Wow. Look at Juju. She couldn't believe it. That thing came so fast, and it was still partially blocked in the corner there by the Bobcats as Fleming isn't messing around when she lets that thing fly. The lead is back down to 1. McCormick sends it over, is fielded by Yates. Now Clark going for Juju. Coming on out, Park makes the play. Fleming floats it. Coming on in, nice play by Clark. Little miscue, but Yates saved it. Juju! She got it. My goodness, Juju Quintero's been all over the place. And Battlefield needs 2 for the set win. And they'll have it here on the serve. Quintero, why not? She'll do the honors. Quintero, late decision to play that one there by Cheng. Kind of blocked in the air. Battlefield will settle it down. Clark, go back to the side. Here's Morris. She floats it. Diving play. It's sent right back over. Battlefield will have it and get ready for another chance. Yates, blocked down. Eileen Hong rocking the white libero sweater makes the play. Then set back over. They score. John Champ recovers nicely. Battlefield had an opportunity. And wait, they give that one to Battlefield. I didn't really see the rule of the referee why, but more importantly, instead of a 1-point lead for the Bobcats, it's now 3. So this is set point right here. The John Champ coach is livid. So Quintero for the set win, diving out. Quintero had to play it. Clark, go to Yates, here she comes. Sticking that one in the air was McCormick. Fleming comes up on it, floats it off the net, and Emma Morris dives out to keep it alive. Yates punches it over. Niebrich, now Fleming blocked! Battlefield takes set number 3. In dramatic fashion, are you kidding me? And the reaction of the Battlefield bench says it all. We will take a break. I'll try to get my voice back. Your Bobcats will have a 2-1 set lead going into set number 4 with an opportunity to send us all home here tonight. So we will step away for a little bit, get everybody refocused up here, let you guys calm down, grab a snack to tune in for the 4th set, and we'll be back in a second here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
That was crazy. All right. Can you go down and take a few more pictures?
Take a picture. Take a picture.
That's what mom
Taylor
said.
does it. Do that. Yeah. I was running all over the place and trying to get as close to it.
They're called the libero. They're the leader of the defense, so they stick out. Are the team captains and defense. So I don't really know why they have to have their own jersey, but that's something they do. Oh, so Carson switched back.
Yeah, I saw it.
Carson started as a libero, and then third set switched to purple. Eileen.
Yeah.
All right. Can you go down a second? My computer. Also, can I borrow your phone charger? Was it here? It's not mine. Is it mine? Alright, here we go. Yeah, just take a few more pictures, do what you were doing earlier, and then get a picture of you taking pictures, and then one of Logan taking pictures. And, we'll see if we're going to be out here soon or if we got another set.
Back here in the broadcast booth, Matt Venezia with you here on the Battlefield Sports Network. The girls hyped up, and that was something we wanted to watch for, jumping up and down there in white. That's Carson Carroll. She started as tonight's libero and then switched into her purple jersey with Eileen Hong becoming the new libero, and now Carson's back in her leader of the defense position. Merrill Arthur, middle hit, set. They score. Let's see, maybe. It was tipped. It was tipped. So, yeah, that's something we've noticed a little bit. You may have seen it in your picture. The two volunteer officials were putting the flag up saying it was over. But our official here on the baseline in the white, the official, said it was tipped. The entire Battlefield bench was saying it was tipped. Not saying they're doing it on purpose, but it's definitely, you can see like the one-sided affair. That one nearly had a chance, but Fleming stuck it out and made the play. Out of the back row, the hit had to be made by Anna Rader. Now Jenks will set it up for Emma Morris's chance. She scores. Emma Morris. And the Bobcats for 4 straight sets, so the first one to draw blood. They had up to a 4-0 lead last time in set number 3. And now it's 2-0 Battlefield. Kat Jenks will come into your picture here on the serve. She sends it over. Niebrich coming on in close. That one got over. A nice effort there on the way by Caitlin Boho, and she gets her John Champ Knights on the board. Once again, fans, we want to remind you at Battlefield Sports Network on YouTube and on Instagram and Twitter, it's BHS Sportsnet. This one sent over on the way by Niebrich. One-handed by Kat Jenks. Looks to be sent back over. Partially blocked in the air. Morris down to a knee. Now Yates with an effort. Sorry, that was Adams. Battlefield will get it. Hillary didn't give up on the play. Battlefield will take it. It's now 3-1. Great communication by the Bobcats. One thing we're noticing, too, on those efforts where Battlefield barely gets it over the net or unintentionally gets it over the net, for example, on that set by Kat Jenks, she wanted to get it more to the middle. She put too much on it. That's like a silver platter opportunity for the Knights front row to just send one right back straight into the ground. One thing we're noticing from John Champ, and part of it has been because Battlefield has partially blocked it in the front, is that they're not always getting down. That one, Niebrich had to play it off Quintero, and out. It's 4-1. But the Knights on those chances aren't exactly taking it fully advantage of them, as they're kind of hitting them out for the Battlefield middle to back row players to step in there and field it. Now, if you send it straight on down, higher chance to score. So the Bobcats now with a 4-1 lead. Our officials making sure the order of serves is all right. Coach Mills using this opportunity to talk. Looks like the John Champ coach wants some kind of clarification on what's going on. So our officials will talk it over. We'll keep you, satisfied with some commentary up here. And Coach Mills is going to get the girls to stretch it out on the bench. I'm not kidding when I say that. And actually, no, they're not. They're doing. It's literally looking like it's some like step team type stuff where you slap the ground, kind of getting the Battlefield side motivated. Shout out to some of the Den members that are here. We see them right now tuning in and watching. And, here. So, yeah, we're having some fun with those guys over here in the booth. But, like we said, just a really fun atmosphere here at John Champe. And, we're super excited to be here. It's something I look forward to as they still are talking this thing over. It's something I look forward to kind of come out here to an away game and kind of see what the other school's like and kind of what their facilities are like. Quintero kind of walking over there, making sure it's okay with everybody. She wants a word of what's going on, and it'll be interesting to kind of see what the result of all this talking's about. I think it's about the order of the serves, and it'll be interesting to kind of figure out what's going to happen. Coach Mill's using this opportunity. The girls are going to use this opportunity for a water break and all that kind of good stuff. So, they're still talking. We're going to step away. I'm not really sure how long this is going to take. Kind of a awkward little pause in the action. So we'll take a little awkward pause in the action with them as well. We'll step away here on the Battlefield Sports Network. Shout out to the Den here coming out here to Battlefield and helping us out. You can hear me on the mic. Having some fun here. Back here in the booth, we're having some fun with the ladies down there on the court. You can kind of see them looking up. Let's see if I can get their attention while we have it. They were looking earlier. Hey, Carson hitting a dab on the stream. I don't know if they can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No? Okay, all right, they can't hear me. All right. After 4 times yelling. They're having a fun time laughing at me, dancing up here in the booth. They're still conversing. I don't know what's going on. Kind of just keep it. We're going to step away again. Why not here on the Battlefield Sports Network? Dude. And we're back. So after about a 5-minute talk, and I'm not even kidding, it had to have been 5 minutes. We're having some fun up here in the booth with the ladies down on the floor. 18 viewers. I know they're on the floor right now. Let's see. Yeah, they're not really paying attention to me. I'm trying to tell them how many people are watching. I think Hillary just understood I was saying 18 viewers. She just told Juju. This is awesome. I've never really had like a booth access up here, so it's a little bit different. I love it up here. If we could get this at Battlefield or having this opportunity, a booth in the gym is something that every school should, make happen. So I love it. So chance over here set by Emily Rossini, set up there by Morris. Tap back over by the Knights. It was Caitlin Boho, and now they come into the lead cut into the lead after all that deliberation and talking between the officials. And, it'll be interesting to kind of see what that break does to the momentum that Battlefield had going for them. It's going to be, you don't like to see those breaks. If you're John Champe, I think it benefits you more that you were in a little bit of a hole. Now, if it was later on in the contest where Battlefield, up at, by 5 or 6 with only a few points more to go, you have all that momentum, you were playing a great set, and then you have that big break. That definitely benefits the losing team to kind of get back in it. Juju Quintero from outer space coming on down with a beautiful kill. She has been all over the place. I really do think we should just interview her and do a double. I don't know. We'll figure it out. You'll find out by the end of the week. But we're just seeing some fantastic, phenomenal stuff out of the Bobcats tonight. Merrim Arthur sends it over. That's an ace for Merrim. Erica Niebrich couldn't quite read it well. And it's now 6-2 Battlefield here in the set. The girls looking much better now. They've kind of gotten their legs going and feel more confident in their game. A night high 18 viewers. Can we crack 20 tonight? Adams got it to the middle. Jenks going for a middle hit by Nelson. Hannah Nelson gives Battlefield a 5-point lead. Great stuff there from the Bobcats. 7 for Battlefield and 2 for John Champe. Park got it for Niebrich. Fleming diving out Emma Morris. What a play. Arthur out of the back row. Couldn't get it over the net. And that'll halt a little bit of momentum Battlefield had stirring for them, and it's now 7-3. A lot of changes here by John Champe. Checking in, it's Sydney McCormick and Cameron Mentis. I believe that's the first time we're saying her name tonight. She'll check in. Diving out, nice play there by Carroll. Battlefield couldn't recover. And the Knights have their 4th point of the set. We appreciate everybody still tuning in tonight. Let us know, guys. We've said it the last few streams, haven't really gotten that much in the comments. We really want this to be an interactive experience where I'm going to be checking these things constantly. Who do you think's having the better game? I have the live view shot pulled up on the screen as well as the view count and the comments. So I'm really able to respond kind of right away, live, interactively. That's kind of what I like about this whole stream setup with YouTube, where I can hear what you guys are doing, hear where you guys are at, and who you think's having a phenomenal game from wherever you are watching. Is Fleming with an absolute bomb. Battlefield kept it alive. Quintero! What a defensive effort by the Bobcats. And Juju caps it off with yet another kill on her part tonight. She has had her best game of the season. And the Bobcats have a 9-4 set lead. That one eating up Parker. This one's got to get over Fleming with a phenomenal play. It'll one-hop under the net, and Battlefield into double digits. It's now 10-4. Timeout, John Champe. They need to rethink things. We need to rethink things and get our voice back. It's been a fun night here at John Champe. We'll step away here on the Battlefield Sports Network.
Dude,
we're getting some looks here from someone on the John Champe sideline. We are allowed to be up here. We did talk to the athletic director, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. So Battlefield out of that timeout by John Champe will look to keep the foot on the pedal. And, we'll see what happens, as it'll be Olivia Clark on the serve for Battlefield. Backing up is Fleming. Coming on over to play it, it's McCormick. Now back to Fleming. To her left, Emma Morris. Fielded in the front row by Clark. Way out of bounds, but still playing it is Yates. She got it over. McCormick. Kind of a miscue there as it's set back by Nelson. Diving out of the back row. Nice play made by Park. Morris responds. Fleming sends it back. I think that drilled Emma in the face. A stunner. Catching her right across the side of the cheek. That had to hurt. She looks to be laughing it off, and it's okay. Blair Fleming gets an ace. And John Champe with 2 unanswered. 10-6 is the Battlefield lead. John Champ must win here in set number 4 to force a winner-take-all set 5. If the Bobcats can be victorious here in set 4, that'll be the contest. That one ate up Yates on the shoulder. Juju saved it. Morris kind of away from the play, got it back over. McCormick, middle hit, blocked down. Malloy tried to get it over, and Hannah Nelson had other ideas. Battlefield by 5. Nearing the 2-hour mark of tonight's stream, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and having some fun with us. Juju is having a phenomenal game. We will keep that in consideration. We interviewed her before the game. You know, she hadn't been interviewed yet. She's not big into interviews. She's not, when you go up to the starters and ask for the interview, she's one who kind of prefers not to. She's just not big into interviews. But we finally were able to talk to her today, so the chances of getting her to do one more. I mean, she did great. She did interviews last year. We did one earlier today, as Battlefield will score on this one. She sounded great today in the interview, so maybe after tonight's performance she'd be interested in that. We'll find out. Maybe she'll be the first pick, and we'll see what happens there. Emma's having a great game. Kind of the same old players, you know, kind of doing a great job. Out of the bench, you know, we've seen a great job by Olivia Clark. As that one landed right in front of her, it's now 12-7. She could be someone we're thinking about, but we'll figure it out. Lucy Chang coming on in for John Champ. Send on the way. The Bobcats kind of trying to recover. John Champ running into the net was McCormick. Battlefield takes the points. It's now 13-7 Bobcats. More substitutions being made by the Bobcats. And now Carson Carroll on the serve, getting up top. And the play's made by John Champ. Cameron Mentis, the first time she's gotten a kill tonight, makes it 13-8. You know, depending on if this game ends in tonight's fourth set, more substitutions being made for Champ. Just trying to get some things gathered up here. We'll go down to the field or the court and do an interview after, only if Battlefield wins. Feeling pretty good about that, though. The ladies are having a great game here at John Champ. Clark, a middle hit by Arthur, had too much on it. And the Knights they trim the lead to 4. Kat was having a great game as well earlier on her sets. She'll be someone we could definitely talk to as well. Ella Yates setting it over. And getting there was Rosini. Now a chance on the way by the Knights. Coming on in. Arthur and Morris got a piece of it. Battlefield asked for time. They'll get that. The lead is just 3 for the Bobcats. They'll call time here, and we'll step away with them as well here on the Battlefield Sports Network. Kind of didn't realize play was getting going as Battlefield had an effort there. Carson Carroll kept it from Morris. Juju floats it over. Cheng to the middle. Niebrich now the drive. Sends it out. Battlefield with point number 14 of the set. Their lead is 4. Kat Jenks and Hillary Adams checking in. Olivia Clark and Ella Yates will have a seat. The lead is 4 for Battlefield. 11 away from a win. They would move to 4-1 on the season. Kat Jenks on the serve. Set here in the air by Rosini. Partially blocked in the air by Arthur. Merrim floats it over. Kind of ate up Chang. Battlefield wanted a double. Now Morris gets up high. She floats it. Coming on in. Niebrich. Rosini going for Rode. Jenks kept it alive. Now Morris blocked and out of play. Battlefield with a great, just a resiliency there on that defensive effort to retain possession, and then the kills. Great volley there by both sides, and Battlefield wins that one. It's now a 5-point lead. Kat Jenks sent over to Chang. Now getting up off the left hand of Carson Carroll, and Caitlin Boho able to get up high and make the play on that. And John Champ cuts into the deficit. It's now just 4. Battlefield looking to keep the pressure on. Niebrich for Jenks. Now here comes Morris. Blocked at the front. Sending that one on over Fleming. Morris tracking it. Carroll sends it over. Back row bump by Chang. Middle hit Rosini. Now back to what's working so far. Caitlin Boho cuts the lead to now just 3. She's kind of been spluttered in the offense here and there. She's doing all right now. Battlefield leads it by just 3 right now. Niebrich, played by Emma Morris. Coming to chase it is Kat Jenks. Juju out of the back row had to bump it over. Fleming. John Champ with 3 in a row. They're coming back into it now. In a set they have to win to force a game or a set number 5. Niebrich on the serve. Jenks, sorry, that was Carroll. And that one was teed up for Fleming. Timeout. Wait, no, it's not. Coach Mills is coming out on the floor. I thought she called timeout. 4 in a row by the Knights. And they've made this thing interesting now. Jenks. Morris has to get it over. She does. Niebrich. The set, going for Fleming, blocked in the air, punched over. We're tied. 15 apiece. John Champ out of their own timeout has put up 5 in a row here in set number 4. You know, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's stream. You know, this could be the last set. We don't know. You know, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Battlefield will take those points, and they stop the bleeding just a little bit, as it's now 16-15 Bobcats. Rosini. Now a great block there by Battlefield on Caitlin Boho, and the Bobcats lead is now up to 2, and they're 8 points away from picking up a win here on the road at Champ. This is Matt Venezia on the air with you guys. We appreciate everybody tuning in and having a tremendous time with us here on this fine Tuesday. As this one doesn't get over the net, Battlefield will take those points off the mental mistake by John Champ. So after the Knights put up 5 in a row, the Bobcats have put up 3 in a row. This is what we're talking about with those runs that each team gets on. They each get hot and then get cold, kind of on and off. Nice play there on the kill, Anna Rader. And Carroll trying to dive out with one hand to save it. She couldn't do that. And it's now 18-16. So another tight set it'll be here. You know, John Champ, we haven't talked about it all stream. Newly added to our district, so we play them twice a year. So we're going to get to see these guys one more time in volleyball. So we're going to see them in football. We're going to see them in all our sports. This is the first time the ladies have been here to John Champ. And I wanted to try it out just because I'm sure I'm going to have to be back here for other sports and in basketball and, you know, all those other things. We played Champ just in a regular region match in the regular season in lacrosse that I mentioned earlier. That was phenomenal. Lacrosse asked me to take the streams off just for scouting purposes. But that game was one of my favorite play-by-play calls that I've had in my, you know, young career doing Battlefield play-by-play, as this one's sent on over by Raider. Jenks out of the back row. Emma Morris getting it over. Diving out is Park. Off the basketball hoops, and it came down pretty hard. That is legal to play it off there. And the Bobcats lead it by 2, 19-17. Carson Carroll sits on back down. Niebridge coming on in, Rosini. One-handed by Fleming. Played off the wall quickly, or the ceiling rather. Quintero goes opposite side. Rosini sent right back by Nelson. She does it again. The Knights battling. Battlefield gets it right there. Hannah Nelson would not give up on the kill effort. And the Bobcats by 3 or 5 away here on the road. Merrim Arthur. Niebridge fields it. Rosini goes, and it's floated. Nice play. And it was pancaked by Jenks. Our official said it hit the ground. So that's why it was blown dead. More substitutions being made for Champ and Battlefield. As Merrim Arthur will have a seat. Carson Carroll gets right back into the offense. Quintero gets up high. Diving out, nice play by McCormick. Now Fleming, blocked, but goes out. The Knights will take the points. The deficit is just 1, 20-19. Battlefield by 1. John Champ with 2 unanswered. This is going to be a fun closing to set number 4. McCormick coming on in. Emma Morris down to a knee. Jenks goes to Juju. Nice dig there by Niebridge. Now going to Fleming. Blocked, but sent way out of play. We are tied at 20. Battlefield rethinking things. Again, hot and cold. It's like a water faucet, just picking which temperature you want to have run. We'll leave the hot water on for a little bit, and then here comes the cold. That's literally what we're seeing. Nice float by Emma Morris. The Knights weren't ready for it. Emma, I'm sure she was probably expecting someone to play it, but they were gearing up for a kill from her and Emma with a beautiful soft touch. Battlefield by 1, 21-20. Bobcats. Olivia Clark sends it over. Backing up is Fleming. In the front row, Rosini goes back to Fleming. Diving on in now, taking a hard plat to the ground. Carroll gets it over. Park to the front. McCormick now back to Fleming. Scores right there. John Champ ties it at 21. If the Knights are going to go down, they're not going down without a fight. We've just passed, I think, the 2-hour mark of tonight's stream. Almost there. We got 1 minute and 15 seconds. 20 people, I believe that's the max we've had tonight. Carroll digs it, goes down. Coach Mills wants a timeout. Smart decision by her. John Champ has a 1-point lead here in set number 4. Big talk needed here by Battlefield. The Knights have reclaimed the lead here in set number 4. Let's find out how it all happens in a second here on the Battlefield Sports Network. Battlefield Den, the supporting cast getting loud here for this Battlefield comeback. Carson Carroll got it over. McCormick drives it down. John Champe extends the lead to 2. They are 2 points away from sending this one to a necessary set 5 should they want to come away when winning this contest. Meanwhile, Battlefield's trying to get out of here, and they need 4 points to do that. Fleming on the serve. Kind of a miscue there by Yates. Yates calling for it, doesn't get it. Quintero. Fleming sets it. McCormick, back row hit by Fleming. It goes out. Oh, wow. That was really close. They're going to count it. And John Champe is 1 point away from sending us to set number 5. The Knights 1 point away from getting their backs off the wall just a little bit. Fleming. Lot on it. Too much. Battlefield will now get one of those points back. And if they can tie this thing at 24, it'll be, you got to win by 2. With an opportunity to end things now or have to play another set becomes a big factor right now. Juju lines it over. Park fields it. Now Kneebridge diving out is Clark to save it. Carroll, Yates. Park saved it. A chance all the way. A nice play by Olivia Clark. Kind of a miscue there by Quintero, Carroll, and the rest of the cast there on the Battlefield side. Another set there by Clark. Floats it. Nice block. Battlefield will regain it. Yates has to send it over. She does. It ate up Park. What a play by Battlefield. Ella Yates didn't give up on the play. And the Bobcats will serve it again. Can they tie it up here to guarantee that the next point after would not end this thing? It's getting close here at Battlefield. Send the link to everybody. Timeout. I didn't see who called it, but nonetheless, Battlefield will have a serve in a second. It's a 1 point Champ lead. If they score here, they send us to set 5. If we tie with the next point, it'll be a win by 2 scenario here in set 4. Lots coming at you. I'll be here to help you out with it all here on the Battlefield Sports Network. Here we go. Back here for set number 4, the conclusion. We knew Champ was going to put up a fight, and they have here. Quintero, played by Park, to the front. Now Fleming out of the back. Juju's there. Clark, middle hit by Nelson. They're going to give that one to the Champ. And that's it. So Champ's going to win it right there and send us to set 5. Coach Mills can't believe it. I guess Clark ran into the net. And so Champ will survive the 4th set, and that means we're sticking around a little bit longer. So right when you thought this game had the possibility of being over, now it'll be first 1 to 15. John Champ winning that tight 4th set, 25 to 23. The teams will have time to talk things over, and we will step away once again. Don't go anywhere. This thing's getting good. Set number 5, win or go home. It's coming up next on the Battlefield Sports Network. Back here in the broadcast booth as the fifth set's getting set to get underway. It's tied up here at 2 at John Champe. A tough effort here by the ladies, fighting and fighting, but they could not get the job done there in the fourth set. It's kind of a quiet gym here, as now you see the ladies kind of getting pumped up. It's kind of was a quiet gym there as I was kind of getting louder up here, so a little awkward scenario as the ladies kind of looked up at me there. But we're excited. Should be an awesome fifth set here, as it's now first 1 to 15. And just the way the two teams are set up and stacked, you kind of had an idea this was going to be a heavyweight battle and would need to go the distance, and you know it has not. Tonight's contest has not fallen any short of the wishes and the expectations we had for it to be. So Carson Carroll getting everybody pumped up. You see her in the white, getting everybody going. The ladies seem in good spirits tonight. Here we go. Giving them my thumbs up, and we are ready to go. John Champe on the first serve of set number 5, Emily Rosini. Kat Jenks hit down by Arthur. Couldn't be played by Fleming. Your Bobcats now for 5 straight sets have the first point. So, interesting stat of the day there. So, your Bobcats on top now 1-0. And let's see what they can do with that. These hot and cold runs need to stop. If they're going to happen, they need to keep going, and then a few points here, and then get back on the hot run. Park, too much on it. Adams was ready. Jenks, back set for Hillary. It was behind her, but the play was saved by Rader. Now they go to the far side. Nemec diving out with a hand was Juju, and it got away from her. We're squared up at 1. Really just a back and forth affair from what we saw the majority of set number 4 and now here early on in set number 5. If you've stuck it out with this one here for over 2 hours, we really, we thank you for all your support. Quintero. Jenks will now go to Adams. Hillary. A missed hit by her. It goes right into the netting. And it's now 2-1. The Champ Knights with 2 unanswered here. And when you only need 15, the Bobcats need to do their best to put a halt to these little bids that could go off for a few points. Carroll, maybe too much on it. No, not enough. That's not getting over. It's going to land short. Adams had it going away from her. Just two sets that have not been where they need to be from Kat Jenks. Let's see if she can recover. 3 in a row by Champ. Niebrich will get the serve. Carroll. Jenks backs it to Morris. Skipped off. Scoring is Battlefield. Emma Morris comes back with a point of her own. And it's now 3-2. Think about all the pictures we're going to have to upload of this. The most we've had, I think, one game was like 300 something. And just upload it to the OneDrive with our school accounts. Get all that storage unlimited. And just post. I put the link out with all the different pictures and stuff for the ladies to tune in and check all their pictures out. That one's in. Carroll doesn't really like the call as Fleming with an absolute projectile heading to the corner. Substitutions being made. Park and Malloy will come in for John Champe. Scoreboard hasn't been updated yet, but it should be 4-2 John Champe. Still hasn't been updated. I don't think that's right. We're going to leave it at 4-2. That one goes back. Now it'll be 4-2. It should be 5-2. And it shows 4-2 now. I'm pretty certain it's 5-2. Yeah, there it goes. Now it says 5-2. So John Champe getting a little bit of a lead. Carroll, back set by Morris. Battlefield needs to get their A game going now. Quintero off the net. The girls getting themselves in an early hold. Timeout, Battlefield. Things not looking so good for the Bobcats right now. John Champe out in front here in the final set. 6-2 here on the Battlefield Sports Network. The John Champ dungeon getting pretty loud here for the resume of set number 5. Kayla Park, the sophomore, sends it on over. Morris got away with that one as Jenks helped her out, and Hillary Adams gets Battlefield right back into it. Hillary right out of the timeout, wasting little time. She's had a great game for the Bobcats. But we'll see. The ladies have to pull off the win for us to get an after-game interview. I think this one's a lot closer than it probably should be. And the Bobcats are in jeopardy of, more importantly, falling in this one. Sent right back by Nelson. Nearly a double there. She got away with one there. Fleming getting up. Was close, but they say it's in. John Champ with point number 7. So it's a 7-3 lead. The Bobcats needing to get some more momentum. Champ was forced to the brink with their backs against the wall in set number 4, and they were able to prevail 25-23. Now they have an opportunity to win it, and they're doing pretty well right now here in set 5. Fleming getting back up, floats it. Jenks, nice save, gets it over the net. Nice play by Juju. Back to Fleming, blocked down. He goes out. 8-3. The lead's getting bigger for John Champ. Juju got it to Jenks. They're going to go to the back. Hillary Adams. It's been working. Keep calling her number. She's feeling it right now. It's been working out. More subs for Battlefield, but Hillary comes right out after all that. She needs a break. As does Kat Jenks. Ellie Yates and Olivia Clark get back into the action. John Champ doubling up Battlefield right now, 8-4. Clark sends it over. Park to the middle, Malloy. Now it's jump on the way. They're going to call Juju for running into the net. And that's what it is. She didn't know if it was going to land on the other side or not. She had to go in there and make the play. And now Champ has a 5-point lead. It's 9-4. Fleming, Clark, and now Quintero. Backing up Fleming, got it to the front. A fake set, it was sent over. Clark rotating. Now Yates, opposite side, not enough. 10-4, John Champ. Timeout, Battlefield. Coach Mills really needing to get the girls coordinated out there right now. Champ leads. It's their largest lead of the set. It's 10-4. And Champ is 5 away from stunning the Bobcats. We'll see what all happens here on the Battlefield Sports Network. The Bobcats are ready. Out of that timeout, Hillary Adams remains on the bench. That could definitely be something to watch for. Hannah Nelson, Olivia Clark, Juju, Carson Carroll, that one goes out. Nice effort as Yates was thinking about playing. A good decision to not to. But Morris, Yates, Nelson, Clark, Carroll, and Juju out there for Battlefield right now. It is a 10-5 deficit. The comeback can be made. It'll take a whole team effort right now. Niebrick getting up high. Playable by Quintero. They go to Morris. Knocked down. What a play by the Knights. This one's got to get over. Fleming does just that. Coming on in, Quintero saves the day. Morris goes opposite side. Knocked down out of the air by Malloy. Now Niebrick backing up Carroll. Clark goes to Morris. It stays in. Way to pick the corner. She threaded the needle beautifully. Battlefield with an all-important 6th point right there. They keep going to Morris's side right now. Would expect Hillary Adams to get in sometime soon to recatch her breath a little bit as she is right now. Quintero again. Park. McCormick and now Fleming out of the back. They score 11-6. As Battlefield gets one, the Knights come right back with another. As that one crossed right between and out of the reach of Clark. The deficit is 5. Champ needs 4 to win. It's sent over short. Carroll saves it. Punched up. Yates has to just get it over. Nice effort by Champ. They have to send it over. Clark. Middle set by Carroll. Now back to Yates. Ella denied by Fleming. Yates again fields it. Clark coming up. It's got to be tapped by Emma Morris. Not the best set right there by Carson Carroll. Niebrick has to bump it over. Juju. Clark. Now Yates. Blocked. Nelson saved it. She got a little fist bump there to show her emotion. That one's blocked. Yates, for some reason, played it. It was Clark's ball. And Champ needs 3 to win. Park. Again on the serve. Morris. Diving out. Fleming had to do that. Battlefield gets the points. So back and forth we go. The Bobcats need a lot more than this back and forth play, and they're going to need to halt it from Champ right now. Mara Arthur checks in. Hillary remains on the bench. You got to wonder that she needs to get in here when the Bobcats don't have that much, leeway to work with. Getting up in a nice floater from Mentis. Now Arthur denied. Yates. Clark. Hit by Morris. Fleming out of the back row. Here it comes. Niebrich. Carroll with a nice dig. Emma Morris. Niebrich denies her as well. Back again, Niebrich. That one's blocked. Knights keep it alive. Go to the other side. Blocked down by Battlefield. Miriam Arthur and Emma Morris again on the tag team effort there. It's 12-8. The climb to get back to even. And now our officials are going to talk. Let's see. Who knows what the outcome of this will be. And it's Battlefield's point, as it should be. So the deficit is 4. Still not out of the woods, not even close. Carson Carroll will serve it. Rotating to the front. And now Fleming and Quintero will have a word. The Bobcats will regroup and talk things over. Fans, this is as intense as it gets. 19 strong right now, tuning in to see the finale of what's been a fun night here on the road at John Champ. What an ending we're set to witness here. Either a 2-set comeback by the Knights or Battlefield being pushed to the brink, coming all the way back. Fleming really selling her case here. Not really sure what all the deliberating's about, as our officials kind of handled it. I think it's on the call that Battlefield scored on. She just wants to say her side of it, and the ref won't change anything. Now Fleming will relay the message over to the head coach, and Carson Carroll will get ready to serve. My heart's pounding up here. Can't even imagine what it's like down on the floor. Thank goodness it's just a regular season. Once playoffs come around, that's a whole nother atmosphere, a whole nother feeling. So having to be bumped over by Mentis. Carroll got it to the front. Clark. Middle hit by Yates. Kept alive by Lucy Cheng. Fleming to Carson Carroll, her best dig of the night. Morris kind of tipped off the front of the net and by Mentis. Fleming blocked down, diving are the Knights, off the net. Battlefield, 3 in a row. And it's now 12-9 Champ. Can they keep it going? 3 in a row by the Bobcats. That didn't happen without the dig of Carson Carroll. What a play by her. Rocking number 5 in white. Niebrich gonna go back to Fleming out of the back. She floats one, nice touch. Champ is 2 away. Substitutions being made by the Knights. The John Champ faithful getting loud and rowdy. Emily Rosini lines it over. Emma Morris. Clark, now Emma couldn't get it to go. Niebrich blocked down, it goes out. John Champ is 1 point away. It all comes down to right here. Battlefield will need at least 5, or really at least 6. Champ, set point. Quintero, Clark, now Morris. Fleming kept it in the air. Niebrich for the win. Goes far side, Carson Carroll with ease. Clark, Morris. They keep getting it to Emma. Hillary remains on the bench. Niebrich floats it. Clark coming on in. Carson Carroll, now Ella Yates. Long, that's the game. The Bobcats will lose the last 2 sets. And that's it. No words up here in the booth as Battlefield drops a really tight one that they led 2-1. Going to be a tough bus ride home. Tough feeling kind of moving forward with this. There won't be an after-game interview tonight. Really tough way to lose, and the Bobcats will look to regather themselves and be ready for Osborne. A tough opponent tonight in John Champ. Battlefield really, really hurt themselves tonight. They lose on that last point there on a play that the ball went out of play. They weren't beat on a kill, which just a tough way to lose tonight. And the Bobcats will fall. They drop the last 2 sets. A really tough one to swallow here for, us here in the booth, us down at the photos with Logan and Eden, but for the coaching staff, the players, just a really tough one. So we're going to pack things up. It's a late night here. It's a school night for us as well. We appreciate everybody tuning in. So from the Battlefield Sports Network here at John Champ High School, Matt, Logan, and Eden, all of us here at Champ, signing off.